Here comes a new challenger!
Hello there everyone, and welcome to a brand new video, in which case we're going to be talking about my updated tier list from the last patch. And since, the last patch didn't really change much at all, I'm just going to be talking about the characters that my opinions have sort of changed on. As warning, this tier list is ordered by when they join Smash, just so you know. The reason why I decided not to really order my tier list, or in a sense not order the characters within the tiers, is because in my opinion these characters, if I'm gonna group them together, then what's the point of me saying that this character is just a tiny bit by 1% better than another character? Like, that to me is obnoxious. So in a sense, it's unordered, but if there's a time where I feel like a character is slightly better, even though I think they're good, I'll bring it up. But we're just gonna be talking about the things that have changed. So let's go from bottom to top. First of all, obviously I removed my bottom 3. Now it's just the worst character in the game, which is Ganondorf, because, alright, I thought about it, and even DK and Dr. Mario have redeeming qualities, right? DK can blow you up, kind of goes in crazy, right? Goes in swinging, and then you hope you win. And with Dr. Mario at the edge of a stage, at the corner essentially, we'll say it like that, he is pretty frightening, right? That's the problem about Dr. Mario, though, is getting you to that corner. The same with DK. DK's main issue is that if he can't blow you up, he kind of just dies, and, well, he has probably the worst hurtbox in the entire game, because he just gets comboed by everything, it seems. Whereas with Ganondorf, there's not really any redeeming quality to him, in my opinion. I mean, DK, in a sense, is literally just better in a weird way, whereas the idea is, if you're putting fear into your opponent, obviously what you would want to do is just keep chasing them around, and once you approach them, your opponent has to start guessing. Ganon, yeah, sure, he has side B, but side B isn't like it can't be your only saving grace. At least DK has a bear, has a pretty good bear, pretty good grabs, still has Ding Dong, stuff like that. So even though DK, not a very great character, at the very least, his game plan of putting fear and having this crazy advantage state, similar to Ganon, not really having the best of neutral, but crazy advantage state. DK just does that way better than Ganon. Ganon, in my opinion, really has no redeeming qualities, so there you go. That's just me, right? So yeah, low tier didn't really change that much outside of that, like I said, I just moved DK and Dr. Mario up here, because they are, like, in my opinion, they're not as bad as this dude, which kind of hurts, because he was my main in Smash 4, and and then Ryu came out, and I guess it's changed. Another change I did is that I added the Echo Fighters like Richter. I almost forgot about Dark Samus. Oh, okay, there you go. So, there you go. But Dark Samus is there, so all the Echo Fighters are there. But, yeah, so if you like that, you like it. Hopefully. But, in terms of mid-tier, only some characters are missing, which move to the high tier. I'm going to talk about those characters. Before I do want to say something real quick. I think Mewtwo, in my opinion, is just so close from being top tier. Please remove his tail, Sakurai. I fixed these two characters right here, and Richter, and Byleth, of course. But yeah, moving on. Here we have a few changes that moved up a little bit, and by moving up a little bit, I just mean Banjo. Zooey, they went up to high tier. Now, why do I think they're high tier? And also, Ike moved up too. Why do I think these characters are high tier compared to last before? Well, the reason why I thought Ike was just mid tier originally was because Ike, well, he still kind of loses to shield, but at least he does have some mix-ups, and by some I mean plenty, grab. He has some confirms off of grab, and plus Nair on shield is still pretty good. All things considered. Plus, if he makes the right guess, you can have a scenario where you Nair on their shield, they're about to push a button, but you did, your up B Aether, and since Aether has armor, their outer shield option gets snuffed out, and they die at incredibly low percents, because that's how good Aether kills. So yeah, Ike, a really good character. I downplayed him heavily last time, but I think he's a really good character now, and yeah, I hope we see more of Ike. Hopefully so. When tournaments actually come back, you know, it's kind of a sad world out there. But anyways, as for Banjo-Kazooie, I've sort of thought of it like this. Originally, the reason why I put them in mid-tier was because them as a character is just... it's meh, right? They're either crazy aggro or crazy campy. Never an in-between, but there is an in-between. And that in-between is kind of scary. Banjo can get a lot of damage off of just shooting off a normal egg. And you are going to get hit by one of those eventually. And when you do, you're taking a good 30, 40, 50 each time. Like, the damage Banjo can deal off of just a small, minuscule projectile is insane. Plus, you know, him edge guarding, not that bad. He can edge guard with egg and grenade egg. And he has pretty big buttons, all things considered, off stage. And a pretty decent recovery, which means that he can go as deep as he wants to edge guard, and, well, he can still come back. Sure, he'll take some damage for doing so, but overall, some damage is minuscule. So yeah, Banjo, kind of a crazy character. I really felt like he was a bad character at first, but then the more I played of him, the more I played against him, I reevaluated my thoughts on the character. I genuinely believe Banjo is just a character that you have to play offline to really get a good grasp on. Hopefully, we see more of him. I think I like Banjo personally. I mean, I never played the games and all that, but I will say I do like the character's personality, and I do think this character has a lot of potential, especially with some weird tech that I've been told of. I'm not going to get into it because I'm not a Banjo main, and before I do get into like my own analysis of the character, I want to know how this thing works. But there's this weird thing where you can actually combo into Wonder Wing off of Kazooie. When you hold Kazooie and you're holding Kazooie like a gun, that sort of thing. There's a way so you can combo into Wonder Wing, which is pretty crazy to me. And so hopefully, I learn more about that. And yeah, if Banjo has kill confirms, then, you know, I mean, let's face it, back throw kills, down throw literally leads to either up tilt or up smash, right? You get one of the two. It's essentially a guess for you, guess for your opponent, which one you'll get. He has pretty good projectiles that are annoying as well. Big benefit. Pretty good side B, all things considered. Yeah, you only have 5 uses of it, but strong, potent, is what it is. And pretty good recovery, all things considered. Amazing combo. There's a lot to this character that I feel is untouched, but in my opinion, as of currently, the only DLC characters that kind of feel lackluster, in my opinion, are just Piranha Plant and Byleth. How unfortunate. Though, in my opinion, I think Piranha Plant could actually end up here, because I haven't really explored his buffs. So, who knows? I might do that for a later analysis, and maybe my thoughts might change. But this character, buff up my man's Byleth. And the plan. Don't let any DLC characters suck. Please! I don't want another Smash 4 Roy. But yeah, there you go. I always gotta have Ryu as the character up here. Come on, he's my main. Give me a break. Alright. And as for top tier, obviously we have a special guest here. And I'll talk about him in a moment. But there is one character I moved up here, and that is Fox. One of my main issues with Fox was his very linear kill options, right? Being Nair, up smash. Sure, he can rush you down. Sure, he can get all that damage and all that, and really good pressure. Meh recovery, but okay edge guarding. He had those things. He had a lot of those things. The problem was the linear kill options. Sure, Nair up smash was pretty good, but if that's all you're going to rely on, then it's not very good, you know what I mean? That was my opinion anyways. But with this patch, most recent patch, is fair and dare. Very scary moves, and leads to even more kill confirms, the ones that he didn't have before. Now they exist, you know. And that was one of my issues with Fox before, was that he at times could struggle to kill, and that's why I put him as high tier a lot of the time, because he was light, he dies off stage pretty easily. It's not that hard whatsoever. And you know, once Fox was off stage, he died, and he would struggle to kill you while you had an easier time killing him. That was my main issue with Fox before, but in my opinion now, because he has other options to take away your stock, I think it's really buffed up this character. even if they were small, minuscule buffs, those buffs, in my opinion, did make the character, or at least in my opinion, fixed one of the character's core issues, or at least what I thought was one of his core issues, and now it's no longer there. But of course, we have the new guy, Sephiroth. Now, Sephiroth, in my opinion, is a top tier. And the reason why I think this is because, well, a top tier offline. Online, I would not say this. He's definitely a very reactionary character. Have to react to a lot of what your opponent does, but otherwise, really good buttons, pretty good range. Because here's the thing, right? Sure, like, his back air is frame 15. But you're not, you shouldn't be thinking about how the frame data. You should be thinking about that range. Ooh, that nice range. Right? His range is pretty incredible. Obviously, makes sense. He's Sephiroth, has the Masamune, really long sword, right? As an example, one of my reasons why I think Hero is a high tier is because he has big buttons, right? Even though the moves are slow, the hitboxes are large. Same thing with Shulk. So you can't really look at frame data, you gotta look at every bit of the move, right? You can't just look at frame data, you gotta look at hitboxes, the damage, what it can offer you, stuff like that. And that's basically a lot of what Sephiroth has, is just really good damage output, really good range, really good frame data. He has, you know, he has one of the worst grabs in the game, but he makes up for it for actually having things out of his grab. Forward throw leads to tech chase setups, down throw and up throw are your combo throws. Back here is also combo throw at like 0, and if you catch someone DIing bad, like they DI in or try DIing not DIing away, they're gonna get caught by a back air and die really early. Plus, in my opinion, I think Sephiroth has the best comeback mechanic in the entire game. That's just me. I think Wing is just far superior than Arsene, even though I don't think he's like I mentioned earlier, I don't think he's better than Joker. If I were to order this list, I don't think he's a better character than Joker, and I certainly don't think he's a better character than Min, right? Because these two characters are reactionary, keep away characters, and while Sephiroth is really good at edge guarding and, you know, two framing, so is Min, but I feel Min just does it a lot better. I feel Min overall, in terms of playstyle, like if you're looking for a keep away character, is just an overall better character than Sephiroth. But Sephiroth has, you know, he has setups with Shadow Flare, pretty good recovery. His recovery, Octo Slash, could literally reverse a stock, like the stock count at any moment, because if you were, say you go up, right? If you B reverse the up B to face towards the blast zone, you'll send your opponent to the blast zone, or at least off stage, and now you're at advantage, you know, and they're at disadvantage. So that sort of stuff is kind of crazy, the fact that Sephiroth has things like that. You know, his projectile actually pretty good for ledge trapping and stuff like that, especially for conditioning your opponent, because obviously they don't want to get hit by flare, or any of the versions of flare. And since you can cancel the move, right, you can condition them to jump. You catch their jump maybe with a fair, a back air, an up air, a combo nair. This character is insane. I think Sephiroth is easily one of the best characters in the game, top tier. And yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing this character more offline. Obviously, there are Japan tournaments being run in which we see Sephiroth being played by, I believe, Zachary. Zachary played the character and did extremely well with him. I think we won a tournament with him. So yeah, Sephiroth, menace. We'll see. Like I said, reactionary character, but that's usually how keep away characters go, typically. So yeah, in my opinion, Sephiroth, offline, top tier, definitely. Great character, try him out if you haven't. I think he's really fun, whether it's offline or online. Just a fun character to play. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, I might have already answered them in my previous tier list video, which I'll be linking in the outro to this video. And of course, and I didn't answer any of your concerns, and you can obviously ask me down in the comments below, and I will respond promptly. With that all being said, let's get to 1,000. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, or night, or whenever you're watching this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!